The Los Angeles Dodgers are 1 win away from making it back to the World Series, 5 wins away from starting a dynasty, and they've been doing it while giving a big, gigantic middle finger to the rest of the league. We're breaking down the Dodgers' Game 3 win. That's coming up next on the LA Sports Report.
LA is the sports capital of the world. The Lakers have entered their Luka Doncic era. LeBron doesn't just want a farewell tour, he wants a farewell title. The Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. Go, Kings, go! The Dodgers are the best-run franchise in all of professional sports. Shohei Ohtani is the GOAT. Steve Ballmer will do anything to get the Clippers a championship. Mick Cronin has to win a national championship at UCLA. Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback in this league. College football is just better when USC is good. This whole city has the Mamba mentality. I love LA. What is up, and welcome to the LA Sports Report. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. If you haven't yet, do me a huge favor. Subscribe to my new channel, the LA Sports Report, where we're doing live breakdowns. We're going to have interviews with former players, Yasiel Puig and Kenley Jansen, coming up in the next couple of weeks. You're going to find it right here. And also Lakers, Rams, Chargers, USC, UCLA, Clippers, Sparks, LAFC, Galaxy, Angel. What if they're talking about it in the world of LA sports? We're going to be talking about it right here. It's your home for all LA sports. You guys know I'm a junkie, but all this stuff, I've covered this stuff professional. I've covered the Lakers for Bleacher Report and Chat Sports and 24/7 Sports. I have worked for SI and Dodgers Nation. I do NFL radio for Westwood One. I do Locked On Rams. So, hey, I'm loyal to the soil. I'm LA 24/7, 365, and this is going to be your home for that. We're also going to be having some exclusive Dodgers content over here. You'll get a exclusive Dodgers breakdown almost every single episode where there's a game. So we're going to break down their Game 3 win in just a couple of minutes here. But let's get into it, because this Dodgers team is 1 win away from sweeping the team that was 6-0 against them in the regular season. Yes, a very different team. That team did not have Blake Snell pitching for them, Shohei Ohtani pitching for them. You didn't have Roki Sasaki closing for them. Yamamoto had a bad start. They were in a funk. But still, that's a team that finished with the best record in baseball. This greedy Brewers team that was gaining a lot of hype. And you got to love this, because you know things are going right for the Los Angeles Dodgers when you start to hear the Dodgers are ruining baseball. The Dodgers are the worst thing for this sport, that they need to have a lockout. We're going to have no baseball in 2027 because the Dodgers are so good and they've ruined the sport, despite the fact that there are tons of teams that have spent over $350 million and they're in Cancun right now. Teams like the Yankees, teams like the Mets, the Padres, the Cubs have big money. We'll get into that in another show. But what you need to know now, though, is that this Dodgers team is sticking a middle finger up to the rest of the league. And the reason why I say that is there's so many guys on this current Dodgers team that have completely flipped the script on their reputation. Start with Blake Snell on Monday. What did he do against the Brewers? He goes 8 innings. He became the first pitcher to face the minimum in the postseason since Don Larson's perfect game against the Dodgers in the 50s. It was a 90-game score. The only hit against him was a little 83-mile-per-hour single, and they were able to pick off Durbin. He was lights out. What did everyone say about Blake Snell heading into this postseason? Blake Snell doesn't go deep into games. Blake Snell does not control the strike zone. Where's Kevin Cash to take the ball out of Blake Snell's hands like he did in the 2020 World Series in Game 6? Can't trust Blake Snell. Narrative crushed. He has gone 6 every start in the postseason. It's the first time he's ever completed 6 innings in the postseason, and it's with the Dodgers. He's a postseason gamer, and he goes down as one of the best postseason pitchers ever, in my estimation, with a couple years of this with the Dodgers. And then take Game 2. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. First complete game
in the postseason for the Dodgers in 21 years since Jose Lima did it. Lima time in 2004. The first postseason complete game of any kind since Justin Verlander did in 2017. And it was 8 years to the day. And there were people like Josh Reddick out there. People that said, how do you give a guy that's never thrown a pitch in the big leagues $325 million? How do you do that? Well, because you can do stuff like that. Because you believe in the potential. And he's realized that potential. Yamamoto smashing the narratives. You can do that for a guy like him. And you look at the rest of this team, this Dodgers team, who everyone's now saying they've ruined baseball because of the payroll. Look at a guy like Roki Sasaki. Roki Sasaki has gone from someone that was shown getting emotional in the Dodgers dugout after a rough start early in the year to a guy where the whole crowd is chanting, Roki, Roki, Roki. A guy that has been extremely popular with not just the entire Dodger fan base, but you love the fact that he's got his walkout song, his warm-up song, the Roki song that is so popular now in Latin America, and it was his teammate Miguel Rojas that gave him that idea, that chose it for him.
Who came up with the idea of the Bailalo Rocky song? Latino fans are loving it in the stadium.
右とか、はい。It was with Miggy Rowe.
Roki Sasaki has gone from a disappointing starter, a bust starter, to the best closer in the postseason. In a world where in the regular season, you had the San Diego Padres win the deadline and post that, hey, we won the trade deadline banner, and the Padres had that we won the trade deadline parade down in San Diego because they got Mason Miller. They're in Cancun. The Phillies, they went out there. They traded top prospects for Johan Duran. The Dodgers handled him. They're in Cancun. Roki Sasaki is better this postseason than Johan Duran. Roki Sasaki has had a bigger impact for his team than Mason Miller. Roki Sasaki has been so dominant as a closer, he has retired the first 15 batters he's faced at home to begin his postseason career. The only longer streaks by any player to begin their postseason career at home in Major League Baseball history are Don Larson at 30, including his perfect game, and Jim Lonberg, 19. Roki Sasaki has been slamming the door shut. The mechanics are better. He lowered his arm angle. It's coming out of a better slot for him. The forkball is as nasty as ever. And it's the confidence. It's the pounding of his chest. And I'll tell you who the real MVP is for Roki. It's Roki's hat. How does Roki Sasaki's hat keep all of this hair in? My man's got like 5 inches of lettuce on the top of his dome. So credit to Roki Sasaki, man. Big stuff, big hair. And let's not forget, this Dodgers team, another way they're changing the narratives and giving a middle finger to this league. Everyone said, look at all the pundits. Dodgers don't have a bullpen. Dodgers don't have a bullpen. They're the blow pen, the dumpster fire, the blow pen. Dodgers pen this year, they had combined for a 4.27 ERA. They had 27 blown saves, and the guy that they signed to be their dominant closer led the league with 10 blown saves in Tanner Scott. You didn't have Evan Phillips, who they lost for the year after undergoing Tommy John surgery. Michael Kopech wasn't the same this year, dealing with a multitude of injuries. Kirby Yates, they signed for $13 million. He hasn't been a part of the postseason roster. He wasn't effective. He dealt with injuries. So all the guys they thought they were going to have not been there doing it, but they had the talent to have guys step up in Roki Sasaki. It's just been remarkable. Not only him, Alex Vesia, Emmett Sheehan, Blake Trinan has found it. And you got to give it to this team for adjusting on the fly. Roki Sasaki has been an absolute godsend for this team. And I think what I love about this all is, yes, you want Roki Sasaki to be a dominant starter. And he wants to be a dominant starter. I was in Dallas, and I asked Dodgers president of baseball operations, Andrew Friedman, about Roki Sasaki. And we were in a hotel, top floor, awesome suite, couches. It just looked like a VIP suite. It's Andrew Friedman, me and a couple of different reporters. And one thing he said was, Roki Sasaki feels that he can be the best pitcher on the planet, and we believe that he can be the best pitcher on the planet. And although I would love to see that, it would be fantastic. I still think that is something that could be in the cards. But if he ends up being the best closer on the planet, would that be the worst thing in the world? Would that be the worst thing in the world for Roki Sasaki to lead this Dodgers team to multiple World Series? To be the Dodgers version of Mariano Rivera? Because, yes, the Dodgers have had some elite closers. Eric Gagne, 84 consecutive saves. No one could touch Mr. Game Over Eric Gagne. Kenley Jansen, at the peak of his powers, for multiple years, was one of the best relievers we've ever seen. But the difference is Roki Sasaki has an opportunity to do it in the postseason for multiple years like Mariano Rivera did for the Yankees. I still think, hey, Roki as a starter is still on the table. Roki Sasaki as the future ace of this franchise is still on the table. But if his floor now is to be an elite closer, if his floor now is to be a guy that you use in high leverage situations for a team that is a perennial World Series contender, that is not the worst thing. I mean, think about this. Roki Sasaki joined Kazuhiro Sasaki as the only rookie born out of the United States with 3 or more saves in the postseason. Sasaki had 3 with Seattle in 2000, and now Roki has 3 with the Dodgers in 2025. He has a 1.29 ERA with 3 saves in 7 innings of work in the postseason. He absolutely slammed the door shut against the Brewers, and he's been absolutely incredible. Even early on in this postseason, he became the only pitcher to toss a perfect 8th and a perfect 9th and a perfect 10th in a series-clinching victory like he did against the Phillies in Game 4 of the NLDS when he didn't even take his glove off in the dugout. That's how locked in he was. So Roki Sasaki, he's also given a middle finger to the haters, given a middle finger to people that doubted him. So you can see this across the board. Just look at Mookie Betts. Marcus Lynn Betts has turned himself into a Gold Glove shortstop. He's a Gold Glove finalist, and yesterday, to help Roki Sasaki, he made a fantastic play in the hole, backhanded jump throw to first, an incredible throw by Betts. And Mookie said after the game, hey, in the words of Kobe Bryant, job's not finished.
Honestly, I have zero emotions. I mean, we're up, but, like Kobe said, the job's not done. So we got to keep going and just keep applying pressure.
I mean, just think about this. I actually asked Mookie Betts early in the season before it began if his goal was to win a Gold Glove. And he told me, hey, as long as I've got a glove on, I want it to be gold.
You said last year you wanted to win the Gold Glove at second base, literally the gold standard out of right field. There's only been one other player to win infield, outfield, Gold Glove. Is that the mindset for shortstop to win a Gold Glove?
Yeah, every time I put my glove on, it's my mindset is to make it gold, and so it doesn't matter where it is. That's what I'm going after.
And then last year you said that every game was going to be the other team's World Series. There's kind of this narrative out there that you guys roster the super team is bad for baseball. Just kind of what's your reaction to that narrative?
And it is what it is. I mean, what are we supposed to do? You know, I mean, we're going to win, and as a player, I mean, of course we want all the best players, and so, I mean, you know, when it comes to that stuff with baseball, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I just put my uniform on and play.
And the cool thing about Mookie Betts is he put in all of this work in the offseason. He's working with infield coach Chris Woodward, his friend Ryan Goins, former All-Star Troy Tulowitzki. They all worked out at it. And Betts said, even at the time, I just didn't know if he was going to be able to do this. Now, 7 months later, Mookie Betts has 5 outs above average during the regular season. That was tied with guys like Geraldo Perdomo, Willy Adames, Francisco Lindor. His 17 defensive runs saved, that's tied with Taylor Walls for the major league lead at shortstop. What Mookie Betts has done this season, we've never seen in the history of Major League Baseball. That's a 6-time Gold Glove Award winning right fielder going to a position like shortstop and not only playing the position at a league average level, but doing it at a Gold Glove level. This never happens. This happens when a guy turns 30, 32, 33, they consider moving off of shortstop. He moved on to shortstop at that age and played it at a Gold Glove level. Only once in the history of Major League Baseball have we seen a player win Gold Glove at multiple positions. Darren Erstad did it outfield and first base. Mookie Betts could do it right field and shortstop, which is much more impressive. So give Mookie Betts a lot of credit. This guy has changed the narrative that he can't play shortstop. And yesterday also gets a clutch double too. And heading into today, I think the one narrative that we hope changes is Shohei Ohtani. Because Shohei Ohtani has not had the greatest postseason. There's no doubt about that. He has said it himself. He needs to be better. He's seen a lot of lefties. He's swinging at pitches down out of the zone. This year in the postseason, a .599 OPS, hitting 147. Yesterday was his first extra base hit since the wild card round with that triple in the first inning. But what Shohei Ohtani is doing is he's going to pitch. And I think the question is, who should be the NLCS MVP? Should it be co-MVP between Blake Snell and Yoshinobu Yamamoto? Freddie Freeman's had some big hits. Kike Hernandez leads them in hits, tied with Edman as well. And Teoscar's had a big home run. No one's really ran away with it offensively. The most logical choice would be to have a co-MVP with Yamamoto, Blake Snell. But let me ask you this. If Shohei Ohtani goes out there and pitches 6 or 7 innings tonight, has a hit or 2 hits, and you add the triple yesterday, the intentional walk that led to the Mookie Betts walk that led to a very important run that turned out to be the winning run in Game 1, when you look at how much stress he puts on the pitcher, if Shohei Ohtani goes out there and pitches well tonight, how could you tell me that Shohei Ohtani didn't impact winning this series more than Blake Snell and Yamamoto? Those guys pitched in 1 game. Shohei Ohtani could contribute in 4 games, including one where he pitched. I mean, explain this to me. You tell me who you think should be the NLCS MVP. But the Dodgers will look to get the sweep tonight. Behind dominant starting pitching, the Brewers, they've hit just 101 this series. They've scored 1 run per game. They have 9 hits total this series. 4 of those 9 hits are extra base hits, 1 for a home run. But the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani, they haven't been this massive juggernaut. They've been able to do just enough offensively to get it done, and they've had great pitching when they've needed it the most. A 1.54 ERA for the Dodgers rotation this postseason. That's historic as well. So I think, hey, the Dodgers are going to finish the job today. Let's sweep the Brewers. It'd be the first NLCS sweep in the last 10 NLCSs. So before Game 1, I predicted the Dodgers in 5. I like the way the Dodgers in 4 sounds better. That works for me. And I still think right now, if Shohei Ohtani goes out and pitches well, has a hit or 2, impacts his game offensively and on the mound, that's 1 of 4 wins, which is also what Yamamoto and Blake Snell did. I think you can make the case, too, that Yamamoto and Snell, the way they performed in those games, also helped other games because they didn't tax the bullpen. They allowed them to be fresh for Game 3. But I think it's tough to not give Shohei Ohtani the nod in this one if he has a good game. But I'm all for the co-MVPs, and we'll talk some more Dodgers and them giving an FU to the entire league. I mean, someone needs to AI Vince Scully saying, it's time for the Dodgers to ruin baseball. Because anytime you hear that, Dodgers fans, that's how you know your team is playing well. When the haters come out in force, that's when the Dodgers are at their best. And tonight, the Dodgers have an opportunity to finish the job against the Brewers and then rest up and hope that the Blue Jays and the Mariners have a long series and the Dodgers can rest up and get ready to go. But now let's check out a breakdown. We're going to break down Game 3 of the NLCS. The Dodgers take Game 3. Let's get to the breakdown. But that's going to do it for this episode of the LA Sports Report. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Do me a huge favor. Hit the like button and drop a comment down below. Tonight, I'll be at the stadium doing a post-game show on Dodgers Nation, so follow me over there for that, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. But that's going to do it. My name is Doug McKain. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and until next time, I'm out.